want to ask you, what does it mean to be here at the Carnegie Summit, one that's trying to push hockey forward, has been now in its third year of existence?
Yeah, so it's great. My athletic director, Dr. Mickey Allen, spoke at the first one in Boston during the day before the Willie O'Ree retirement ceremony,
Mhm.
and we've been friends of this program and the initiative for since then. And I think for where we are at Tennessee State right now, we're going to drop a
Yes.
puck in September, be the first HBCU to have collegiate hockey, to offer collegiate hockey. We're going to start at the club level before moving up to NCAA Division I status. And I think the opportunity for me to speak at an event like this, means a lot, not just for me, but for our university and our president, Dr. Glover, and Mickey, our athletic director. And it's going to give people an opportunity to see that, hockey, one, hockey is for everyone,
Yes.
and two, that, at the HBCU level, we're not doing the norm. We're not gonna,
Right.
we're going to try and add something different. And honest to gosh, like our fan base, I mean, I've not had one person say a negative thing about it. Everyone is season tickets. Hey, when can we buy jerseys? We're gonna put our HBCU flair into hockey, and it's just great being here to try and to tell everybody what we're doing, but also to open up the eyes of some people who may be a little skeptical about HBCU athletics.
Mm. Has it sunk in yet being the first school? Because, it's always tough being the first school. You mentioned right there at season ticket. What does it mean to be that leader that's going to be the first HBCU team, have a team? For a long time, the perception was hockey and HBCU, that's not a thing, is it? Or, what does it mean to be the first one that's going to be going forward this fall?
So, it's kind of funny. So I've been kind of, this has been my baby for the last 2 or 3 years, and the day that we made the announcement, I was getting, it's like, I was getting ready to, the night before, right? And the funny part is the other world of my life is I'm also the PR and broadcaster, guy that oversees all that in athletics.
Mm.
So I was writing the press release about this, and I also was the MC for the event, not knowing months later I'd be the guy running the team now. I thought I was just going to be, the moderator for the
Yeah.
press conference. It's just been wonderful. I think, that where we're going in the HBCU space, and being able to bring this there and be the first, it's tough to be the first.
Mhm.
I tell my athletic director that, when you look at Tennessee State, we've always been the first in weird ways. So I guess from a context side, so Tennessee State has never played in an HBCU conference. So we've
Mm.
always played in the PWR, or the white conferences,
Yeah.
So we were never in for people in the States, like the MAC, the MEAC and the SWAC.
And SWAC,
We've
yeah.
never played there. So we've always played against the white schools
Mhm.
from day one. So that's number one. Number two, from historical side, Tennessee State in 1960 was Team USA track and field. Wilma Rudolph, Ralph Boston. So we've done that. So Tennessee State's always had that lifestyle. And Tall Jones, who played in the NFL.
Dallas Cowboys, yeah.
Dallas Cowboys, first player to come from an HBCU to be the number one pick. He played at Tennessee State. So we've always kind of been those trendsetters. And people are with this thing. It's like it's TSU being TSU. Like
That's
we've
amazing.
we've been the trendsetters since day one. We've been the get on the train and hang out with us type of school. So to see it in the hockey world, it was just a matter of time until we did something different. Until we did our new trend. you know.
That is cool. What would it mean though to see in say maybe 3 or 4 years, say a Grambling wants to get involved in hockey or a Florida A&M? What would it mean to see to other schools say, hey, we want to get involved in hockey because we know in these parts of America there's a big hockey fan. We know hockey fans who are black and of color exist in Tennessee, Alabama, other certain states. We know they exist. We know they're there.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think it's all on us, not just Tennessee State, but it's all on us as a collective group to make sure that my program is successful. Not to say that everyone's got to be with us, but
Right.
I think if Tennessee State is successful in the first couple of years, maybe Howard, maybe an A&T, North Carolina A&T, comes on, maybe a team out of Atlanta, if there's ever a team, a new team down there, the teams that are in those traditional hockey markets.
Yeah.
For teams that are not in those traditional hockey markets, I think the sport is growing. I think you see it at the minor league level.
Yes.
Obviously like in Louisiana, you've got the teams down there in Texas, Um, it would be amazing. I mean, it would be one of those things where if you had an HBCU Cup, we'll see, like a
Right.
Final Four team, play like a hockey classic or something like that, because everyone knows classics and HBCU are like, they go
Mm-hmm.
together.
Yeah, it's true.
How cool would that be? That would, it would almost be kind of one of like the dream to do it, and then the reality comes in, and then you see the bands and the steps and the
Yes.
Greek life, and you know, we played when we were at TSU's played in Atlanta in the 100 Black Men event. I mean, that used to sell out the football stadiums there. So just imagine if we were to do that and have an outdoor, far-fetched idea like an outdoor game in a city, or play
Right.
hockey in a football in a dome or something like that, and have the same thing like you would see for a college football game. I mean, like they say, from our mouths to God's ears type of thing, to try and make that happen. But we're going to be the first. We're going to carry the flag, as they say, and we're just going to hope that people want to be a part of what we're doing.
And what I like about these kind of schools, like TSU, UNLV, Arizona State, all the different schools have hockey programs. They don't try to be like a Michigan, like a Boston University. They always stand. They always go a bit quirky, a bit unique. What's it mean to be a part of that school where these different schools? They don't want to fit in. They don't want to be like everybody else. They want to stand out and be a little bit different compared to the traditional powerhouses in sports.
Well, I think that's the thing. Like when you just think about HBCUs, like they're not
Hmm.
PWIs.
Yeah.
What we do at Tennessee State or what they do at Texas Southern or Grambling is different than they're going to do at Michigan, Ohio State, and
Hmm.
BC. I think that's where the fun's going to be, right? You come to a TSU game, you're going to have the band. You're going to
Hmm.
have the Greek life. I mean, in my mind, like it would just be nothing's gonna be more amazing than the band playing our goal. Having the
Yeah.
goal song played by the band. Or putting the band behind the visiting bench or visiting goalie and just razzing him the whole game, because our aristocratic bands have no shame in playing and getting under your skin. But that's college athletics, though. I think we don't
Hmm.
see enough of that. I think that's something, maybe you see that in the Ivies, or with the bigger schools. But, I think visiting teams are going to be nervous coming to our campus. Just like I think teams are going to be nervous hosting us because we bring that band with us. Not
Yes.
only is it just what's on the ice, but what's off the ice as well, which is going to be the spectacle and the part that we're going to love the most. But yeah, I would love teams to come down to Nashville. I would love them to leave going, wow, that atmosphere was electric. And then they want to come back and tell other schools, hey, you got to go to TSU, man. They're putting 6,000 7,000 people, but that band, man, whew, that band is good.
And it's fitting because you see a Predators game and it's an event. Like what does it mean to have the Predators involved as well too? I see the Predators have been very open, involved in what's happening with TSU coming up here.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely been helpful having the Preds, just like what we have with the Tennessee Titans on the football side. I think the Preds, what they give us is a different demographic. Obviously, they're broad. They're more Broadway. We're
Hmm.
North Nash, so now we get into that space as well. But I think just from the atmosphere of what they bring to a game will definitely be in comparison to what we're going to do on our side of it. But I also think having them and Sean Henry and that great staff that they've got there, putting their support behind it, just shows that not only is hockey for everyone, but also hockey can be in a city that 10 years ago wasn't a hockey city, and the Preds did their job by getting to the cup in 17,
Yes.
and then building it from there. And I think the success they've had will be the success we have.
Of course, I know you mentioned club hockey starts in this fall here, but do you have a timeline for this school to possibly look at Division One? Is it maybe say 8 years, 9 years? Do you have any kind of a vision of where this team could be in a Division One school, possibly time down the road?
Oh, I think it's gonna be a lot quicker than that. I think when we talked about this, it was like that 3 to 4 year plan. I think it's
Okay.
still around there. I'd love to fast track it as much as I can,
Hmm.
but I've also seen some schools that have kind of done the shotgun style wedding of like, hey, we got to get it done, got to get it done, and didn't build at all.
Yeah.
I want us to I want to build an empire, essentially, at the end of the day, to be honest with you, right? I want to start small, get our feet wet, get our fans to understand what happens, because,
Yes.
a lot of the things that I hear is, well, people in North Nashville and people of color don't understand the sport of hockey. Well, if I throw them into the deep end on day one, that might be too much for them. So we're going to slowly progress and, have that club team, get everybody to understand what's happening, and then we'll make that leap.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Nicholas. Thank you.
Anytime.